Hey there! Today we are going to talk about Effects Vary by Michael Harris Cohen. This is a short story collection. It is fan-flippin-tastic. I read the first story and I was immediately gripped by how visual the words are. It just paints this picture that is darkly beautiful. They are darkly disturbing in the best of ways. You know, sometimes you come across an author that you just love the way they write. And the way that Cohen writes is phenomenal. All the stories in this are good, but obviously I have my favorites because that's how it goes when you read a collection of short stories, which I've been getting into short stories so much more. Before this, I read the Joe Hill's Black Phone stories, which were fantastic. And then I read another collection called Shadow Atlas that was part horror, part weird, just weird stuff like cryptids and weird liminal stuff that happened. That was just really fantastic. This one is awesome. And it's funny because when I was younger, I hated short stories, but I think that I just probably read really crappy ones. I didn't have a good bar, I guess, set in the beginning, so I kind of avoided them for a long while, and then this past year, I would say probably at the beginning of the year, I started getting into them. Some of my favorite stories in this. The first story is one of them. It is called What Happens in the Dark Will Soon Happen in the Light, and it's the story about this father that comes home from war, and the mother and the daughter's really young, and she looks at her father's eyes, and they're not the same as what she remembered, and just like the weird vacantness of him being there physically but not really being there, and just the weird way he was behaving since coming back from that, and just where that story goes, man, wow. It's these just dark vignettes into these lives that are very poetically woven stories. And then there's another one, and it's called Done to Scale. And this one is this little girl, and she has a dollhouse, but she acts out these different scenarios with her family. You know, it's kind of sad and heartbreaking. It was such a creative way of like looking at how children deal with stuff, and you can imagine a child doing these things, and you know, like when you've gone through just the traumatic experiences of some of the stuff that families deal with. Makes your heart hurt, but it's really good. And then there's another, so I'm only going to tell you my 3 favorite. And when you read this, you'll have your own favorites too. If you guys do end up reading this, please let me know. I will have a link down below for this if you want to check it out. This other story is called The Book of Skies, and it's about this father, his family, and generations before him, they have passed down this book called The Book of Skies. This book that refers to the skies and how to read the skies and what the clouds want and what you need to do for that and what you need to sacrifice so that the crops will grow and all of this stuff. And it's very eerie and dark, and it's like what happens when you misinterpret what the clouds are saying, and did you misinterpret them? And just these are all so masterfully told. I cannot speak highly enough about this. This is a collection of brilliant darkness, because only through darkness can we truly learn to appreciate the light. And this book, Effects Vary, is brilliant. Definitely check it out if you get the chance. If you are a fan of short stories that are weird and scary, the next video coming up will be about a book of short stories that is weird and scary. So check it out, stick around. And if you had fun hanging out today, boop that like button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.